gritty, a guy who does the things that are asked of him. May not be the most prolific quarterback in the SEC, but he finds a way to make the plays for them when those plays are needed, whether they're in the pass game or the run game. Leadership, I think he shows that moxie, the spunk that you want from your quarterback. Does a very good job for their football team in leading them to the position they're in now, which is a top 10 team in the country.
That's Frank Wilson talking about Oklahoma quarterback John Mateer. The Tigers and the Sooners Saturday in Norman. First time ever these two will tangle there in Norman, Oklahoma. Dari, Nowkhah, SEC Network. Also, middays on the Ref there in Norman and OKC. Good to have you, man. How are you?
I'm good, brother. How are you, man?
Boy, that's a really complicated question to ask after the last month we've had, Dari. I'm just going to say I'm doing great, and we'll just move on. Hey,
yeah, that's good.
This is, I would imagine Saturday is going to be a massive environment with the college football playoff on the line. Give me some sense, Dari, if you would, the significance of this game for the Oklahoma program.
It's absolutely massive, Matt. I remember about a month ago sitting there, and Oklahoma was 6-2, and we were having daily conversations about, man, that last 4-game stretch is pretty nasty. At Tennessee, at Bama, and then Mizzou and LSU at home. And what would it take? What would they have to go to not have to make a coaching change? Is 2-2 good enough? 3-1 seemed like a real stretch. 1-3 maybe would be possible. I mean, that's a pretty gross set of games to finish with after a brutal schedule. And now to realize we're sitting here, on Tuesday going into that game, and they're 3-0 in that stretch, and now with a chance to get somewhere that nobody realistically, you'd hear people that would kind of just off the cuff, kind of randomly pick, I think OU could be a playoff. I don't think anybody that really follows them every day believes that, not with the schedule they had, and so that makes this game absolutely enormous. I think people thought clearing the Missouri hurdle would be tougher than clearing the LSU hurdle. And now that the Missouri hurdle is cleared, I think everybody's now focused clearly on LSU and just hoping that Oklahoma comes out with the focus and the attention to detail needed. But it's huge. It's going to be an incredible atmosphere, man. The weather, from what I understand, is not going to be very good, but the atmosphere should be great.
Dari, the first month of the season, John Mateer was awesome. Then he had the hand injury. We all saw what happened against Texas. The stats really haven't been there, but, I mean, you watch every snap of every game. So give me a sense, if you would, of maybe how much better John Mateer has played since we saw him in that loss to Texas.
Well, there's times, Matt, when he's not playing any better. Now, they're not turning the ball over, so that's big. The last 2 games, no turnovers, and that certainly has mattered. In fact, you could go back to Tennessee 3 games ago, and there was an interception late in that fourth quarter on a pass that just never should have been called, never should have been thrown. But no, I mean, so he's taking care of the football, but I think the biggest thing is this is an offense that frankly does not look like it has any identity. It wants to run the ball, but it doesn't commit enough to it to really give it an opportunity to get going. And there's no downfield passing game, none. And I think that's a combination of receivers that just cannot get open down the field, and John Mateer, who is not accurate throwing down the field. I think there are people that still want to blame the thumb or the hand. I'm not one of them by any stretch. I believe if he's played this much ball since that surgery, then he's healthy. I don't think that's it. And there's questions about a lot of his decisions. He'll have, for instance, in this last game against Missouri, he's got a receiver, Giovanni Gibson, on a quick slant on a 3rd and 2 that's wide open for a first down. And then he's got Satania covered tightly 1-on-1 down the field, and he makes the down the field throw. Well, the first down throw was right there. And I think, you watch enough of this team play, you can go back to the Texas game, the Ole Miss game, and see decisions that he made that just did not seem like they could possibly have been the best decision. So there's questions about all that. People love his makeup. They love his toughness. I like him in the run game. LSU has a really difficult time giving up, slowing quarterbacks down that can run. We know that. So maybe that's going to be a big piece of it. But it has not been a John Mateer that I think Oklahoma hoped to have. And some of it's physical limitations, but some of it, frankly, is just decision-making in the moment.
Dari Nowkhah is with us at ESPN. Dari, also the Ref there, Norman, from 9 to noon weekdays. Okay, so How do you sort of, we could quantify, but qualify the challenge against this LSU defense, which, Dari, is really good. And LSU's had to ask this defense to be outstanding all season, even have a shot because the offense is so bad. But let's just focus on that side of the ball. How do you think this Oklahoma offense matches up against a really talented LSU defense?
Yeah, I think they're going to want to utilize. I think you're going to probably see Mateer 15 to 20 designed runs because, we've seen, if you go back, and you've seen it obviously, but I was just looking at some of these games in conference play and LSU against quarterbacks that can move. They give up, upwards of 200 yards on the ground against the Ole Misses and South Carolinas and, A&Ms. And I'm not saying Mateer is those guys, but he can certainly make plays on the ground. I think that's going to be a big thing. I don't know how much they try the halfback run. They just don't seem to commit to it. Their game is a lot of just short, passes to the sideline. They need to utilize Jaron Canick, the tight end, a little bit more and get the ball in Satania's hands as much as possible. I'd like to see Deion Burks get the football more. He's having a hard time getting open. It's been disappointing for him this year, no doubt, but I think that's what you're going to get. It's an offense that's a little bit looks discombobulated. It looks as though there's not really a plan. They talk all the time about doing enough to win, and it's a very conservative offense that does not want to turn the football over and put the defense in a bad spot. Because if they continue to win the field position game and with their special teams, they will. They've got the best kicker in the country and maybe the best punter in Grayson Miller. Don't hurt the defense. So you're going to see a lot of conservative play calling, short passes. They'll try the run game. I don't know how successful it'll be. And then I think what plays Mateer can make with his legs. He's the kind of quarterback that you can get him. You can get OU in 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8. But then he can break your back on with a 9-yard run to pick up a first down. And it's going to look choppy. That's just the way the offense looks. It's going to look choppy. And, they're going to hope to get the ball in the hands of the playmakers. And that's Isaiah Satania's playmaker number one.
So what you're telling me is take the under in this football game.
I was just told. Well, I didn't know what the over-under was. I was just told 36.5.
Is that, I haven't looked. No, I haven't even looked at it. It's 36.5 is the total.
Oh, their whole philosophy really, and they'll tell you that, is like, yes, do enough on a complimentary football, right? So if the defense is extraordinary, which it is, and the special teams are extraordinary, which it is, and if you're on the 37-yard line, you don't need to try to take a risk to get the ball downfield because Tate Sandell will hit from 54, then that's what you do. So, yes, take the damn under, man, no doubt.
This is Kirk Ferentz's dream scenario. A total in the mid-30s. Jeez. Dari Nowkhah is with us.
Wow.
So, but that does speak to how good both of these defenses at times have been, and I think Oklahoma is the best defense in the SEC. So what has made them so good this year, Dari, on that side of the ball?
Oh, Brent Venables is special. But it's not only is it his play calling, which is incredibly creative. You watch the movement before the snap. It's almost as fun as actually watching the plays develop themselves. You've got guys that you knew you'd have. Now, they haven't had our Mason for the last 2.5 ball games, and I don't know that they'll have him for this one either, but there's incredible depth. There's depth at tackle. They've got two guys they'll start, Dominic Williams and Grayson Halton, and then they'll rotate in two more, David Stone and Jaden Jackson for the next series. They stay fresh that way. They'll rotate their defensive ends. And then they've got a couple of guys that they didn't, you didn't expect to be superstars potentially, and they are. And that's Taylor Wine, number 44, defensive end, and Owen Heineke, a linebacker, at number 38. And that is in addition to veterans like Kobe McKenzie and Kip Lewis. So there's a phenomenal freshman cornerback that, I'm sure LSU will try to test, number 4, Cortland Guillory. But outside of him, they're very experienced in the backfield. So it's a combination of experience, a little bit of pleasant surprises from guys they didn't necessarily expect to get a lot from, and then just extraordinary depth up front. And it starts on that defensive line. They're so good at getting pressure, especially interior pressure, which can blow plays up before they get a chance to get started. But then again, BB is so creative, man. He's so creative on that defensive side.
Couple more minutes here with Dari Nowkhah. That's horrifying against a really bad LSU offensive line. It's just a terrible matchup for the Tigers.
And it looks like a banged up one too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to, their center, Braylon Moore, is a Virginia Tech transfer, has been their best guy all year. He's not going to play in this game. It's just Ori Williams, who had kind of taken over one of the tackle spots. He's not going to play in this game either. It's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
The under is very much in play. Yeah. You mentioned special teams, and I do like to ask about the third phase. That's been a problem for LSU. Walk me through, if you would, just the high points there for OU.
Well, let's start with their kicker, Tate Sandell, who's a Groza finalist. He's made his last 22 field goals. He's 7 for 7 from 50 plus, and he's hit 4 from exactly 55 yards. He missed his first field goal of the season. It was against Michigan, and he's made 22 cents. He's got incredible. And I'm telling you, man, you remember like the arena goalposts, how skinny they are?
Oh, yeah.
You could use that, and he'd probably still be 22 for 23. He is down the middle. They trust him with any situation, 55 and in, any of it, and he'll probably hit. So they've got him, which buys your offense a lot of leash because you don't have to take those chances if you're on that 34, 35, 36-yard line. You'll take the 3 points. The second thing is their punter, Grayson Miller. He punted 9 times against Missouri. 5 of those went for 50-plus. 4 of those pinned him inside the 20, and 1 late in the fourth quarter, a big one inside the 10. He's been great all year. He's a transfer from Central Oklahoma. Cover teams have been good. They did give up 1 punt return touchdown against Texas, Ryan Niblett. Outside of that, they've been sensational. And Satania, as a return guy, he's had a couple of fumbles in those scenarios, 1 big one against Ole Miss. But he is so fast and explosive that if he gets that, if he's able to return it, look out. So special teams is a real plus for Oklahoma.
Hey, Dari, before you go, time very much appreciated. I think we've probably already touched on it plenty, but what do you think is Brent Venables' blueprint on Saturday to get a win and very likely punch a ticket to the playoff?
Yeah, I think it's make Michael Van Buren very, very uncomfortable with, again, a lot of creative looks. If Van Buren thinks he's going to drop back and take off up the middle, he's not. Interior pressure is going to be key. You can see that, in other games that they've played. So I think it's heat him up from all angles. That's BB's thing. Never let him know where you're coming from. Keep him uncomfortable in the pocket. It worked beautifully against Ty Simpson in Tuscaloosa. And I think you ride that defense and special teams. And if your offense can give you, 2 touchdowns, then I think he thinks he's got a really good chance to win, and he's probably right.
Get him on Twitter at ESPN Dari. Of course, see Dari Nowkhah on the SEC Network, but you also hear him on the ref there, Norman and OKC, talking about the Sooners every single day. Hey, man, we always appreciate it. Thanks for the time. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours.
Hey, you as well, and I look forward to talking to you on my show tomorrow morning. Thanks, buddy.
We'll do it, man. We appreciate it. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.